number 17 Alabama at number 5 Georgia, in my opinion, was another classic added to the history of this game. And it was led by a guy, Ty Simpson, who you were awfully high on in the last couple weeks.
Yeah, I love Ty Simpson. Shout out Ty Simpson.
Straight up. I
I'm
love
just
Ty
gonna be
Simpson.
honest. I love Ty Simpson. Ty Simpson has been rocking with T&D since T&D was on Elite College Football.
Come
Ty
on.
Simpson is a real OG. We love Ty. One of the nicest kids. He had a beautiful moment with his mom after the game. Just love Ty Simpson and all that he's been able to do after being kind of thrown to the woodshed after week 1, right? They kind of all this slander on him. But yeah, talking about Alabama, Georgia, I mean, Georgia played really, 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 really bad. Like I was watching the game and I was like, dang, I feel like Georgia's playing bad. But when you look at the box score, I mean, they were 2 for 8 on third down, 0 for 1 on fourth down. The only thing they did really, really good was they ran the ball for 7 yards a carry. If you have 7 yards a carry, you should usually win a football game. But when your offense is that bad on third down, you're not going to win a football game. They lost time of possession. They lost the turnover battle. Can't turn the ball over. And I think that was kind of where it came down to. And also Alabama, man, they've got Tim Keenan and Jam Miller back, dude. That's a fun team to watch when they have those two guys back. Tim Keenan is arguably, well, he's not the best because Caleb Downs is the best defender in college football, so let me tread lightly there. But he's probably one of the best interior defensive linemen in college football, if not the best interior defensive lineman. He's a captain on that team for a reason. He's a good voice of reason for that defense, and I was really impressed with what Alabama was able to do. But also, I was really disappointed in Georgia. I think it was a game where it was like, you only beat Tennessee because of a miracle, and then you come home and the environment is what it is, and you have a chance to beat Bama. But I don't know what Bama. I don't know what Nick Saban. Not Nick Saban. Excuse me. I don't know what Kirby Smart. I don't know what Kirby Smart sees when he plays Alabama, but it's clearly nightmares. That's what I would say. It's nightmares. Yeah. He does not want to play Bama.
No, certainly not. That record, I think, is Georgia's. Really struggled with Alabama since 2017. Georgia is 1-7 versus Bama, and the interesting stats I saw were the comparison stats to Bama games versus non-Bama games. Georgia's allowed over 31 points and 440 yards in those 8 games against Bama since 2017. And it's even less than half of those numbers against every other opponent that they've played since 2017. 15 points per opponent in those games, 288 yards per. So there's obviously a discrepancy similar to Penn State against ranked teams. But for me, the difference in this game was third down conversions. Alabama was 13 of 19 on third down, which is ridiculous. Might I add, Georgia 2 for 8. Simpson, he's yet to turn the ball over. Obviously extremely confident, and that exudes when he was in the flow state as early in the game as he was. He had as many completions in the first quarter of last night's game as he did in the last 2 games combined. So he was rolling. 24 of 38, 276, and 2 touchdowns. Alabama didn't score a point in the second half. They didn't need to. It's the first time they haven't scored a point in the second half in over 10 years. And it's 10th win in its last 11 versus Georgia. Bama, it felt like Bama just had the answers in this game. You felt they were in control. Bama's defense, I thought, to the run game point you made about Georgia, I think that's what they forced Kirby to do, was just run the ball. And UGA couldn't stop Bama in the need to have it situations, and that was the difference. And Georgia had chances. Zachariah Branch had a wide open touchdown that he let fall right through his hands. I thought Georgia beat themselves a little bit, which is rare that we see that from this team. And a play don't care who makes it, right? So, and that was like the case I felt multiple times in this one.
Yeah, not rare for Georgia to beat themselves when they're playing Alabama. I don't know what the science is behind that. Against everyone else, they don't know how to beat themselves. But against Alabama, for some reason, they know how to beat themselves. But yeah, hell of a game. And I thought just, that Ryan Williams dropped touchdown pass early on, I thought, wow, you cannot throw a better ball than that if you're Ty Simpson. He put the bread in the basket, quite literally. And then to drop that, I was like, ooh, Alabama might be cooked. But guess what? They responded. And they didn't hold their head on that. They kept going. They moved on. Next play, 1-0 mentality. And shout out Alabama. That was a really, really, really impressive win. Georgia fans, I would be worried if I was you. I don't know if you guys have the identity you're used to having, and your identity is usually found in your defense. But I don't think your defense has an identity yet, or they've yet to find it.
I was glad to see these teams back at what full steam ahead, just crushing each other on the O and defensive lines too. I thought that was good to get that energy back.